Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about how to pass chemistry in college. Just did my finals a while ago. I am not sure what that grade will be, but my current grade right now is a 90 point something. And let me tell you, the journey to getting that grade was not an easy feat. So I decided that, I'm going to help somebody who wants to know how they can go about passing chemistry. Maybe you have done chemistry before and you dropped the class. Maybe you have never done it before. Maybe you have heard the horror stories. I don't know why my hair is like flying all over the place. Maybe you have heard the horror stories. But I just want to help you today in a very quick video, giving you hints of how you can pass chemistry like I am. So the first thing I would say is make sure that you go and rate my professor. Before you select that class, before you select your class, any class at all, I would suggest that you go and rate my professor and read up about that professor and see the rating score of that professor and see if he is somebody or she is someone that you see, you could do the class with, because those students that are rating the professors are going to be real honest. So I think the first thing that you guys need to do, go and rate my professor before you choose the class, because you don't want to book, you don't want to choose that class and then you go in the class blind. You don't know what the professor is like. You don't know if the work is hectic, or you don't know if it's a lot of homework or if it's going to fit into your schedule. So I would suggest that you, number one, go and rate my professor, read up about the different professors that are doing that particular course that you have to do, and then you can make a selection based on that. The next thing is, so you have done the rate my professor. Now you have gotten the syllabus. My advice to you is, before the class starts, read the syllabus and actually try to see the things. For example, in chemistry is a lot of math. So I'm just telling you off the bat, it's a lot of math. So if you're afraid of math, put that fear out the door, because in chemistry, you will have to do a lot of math. So remember that. The day that you go to class, listen, you're going to be sitting in that class and the professor is going to be giving you things and you're going to be like, huh? What? Because literally, that's like me. That's like when I started my chemistry class, I think it was like over 50 students in the class. And midway through the class, I think maybe like the second exam, it was after class. And people started dropping it like it's out. I'm telling you, guys, listen, I'm not telling you to make you feel afraid, because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, okay? I believe that. That's why I'm here giving my testimony of how I was able to do this class and to actually have a good grade in the class, which I don't know yet. I currently have an A in the class, but I don't know at the end of this exam what it will be. But I know I'm going to pass still. So, yeah, every day after class, revise. The professor is going to give you a lot of different things. He's going to bring new concepts, right? You're going to be sitting in the class and wondering like, huh, what? But you are not going to fully understand everything when you go in the class. So after you leave the class, don't just go home and close the book and forget about it. No. What you need to do is, the minute you leave the class, you find a quiet area and you go over those notes. You go over, because you're not going to really understand everything when you leave the class. The professor could just teach you empirical formula or molecular formula or stoichiometry. You're not going to know, like when you're in the class, you're not going to know, like, oh, it's not going to click. I mean, unless you're a genius, but it's not going to click just like that. You have to take some time and read the material over, probably watch some more YouTube videos on that particular subject so that you can understand. So make sure that you do that. I would say again, read ahead. Like I said before, read ahead, keep reading ahead. So this week, that you're gonna do, because the professor is always going to be sending you out the weekly news, so you know what you're going to be expecting for next week, right? So whatever he's sending out, you're going to know, because you have a syllabus and you know, okay, so you know you did scientific notation there this week, you know that you're going to be doing empirical formula next week. So you know what you're going to be doing. So nothing should catch you off surprise. Just keep all right, in your mind, try to stay ahead. Try to stay ahead, which means you're going to be reading ahead, watching videos ahead of whatever the professor is going to give you. You're doing those things ahead of time. And my thing is, for me, I got stuck at one point because I was thinking, should I use the textbook? Should I use the chemistry textbook? Or should I study the slides that the professor provides? Should I use a textbook? And I was so overwhelmed when I just started, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be using the textbook. But I was just reading the textbook and it was seeming so long and tedious to me, and it was like, it was not clicking, it was not going anywhere. So I said, I sent my professor an email, and he said, just skim through the pages. He said, just skim through the pages and look at, like, when you have your textbook and you have that questions, the section where they have the question or the review material, just look at the review material and skim through some of the pages, but don't be there like stuck reading it, because you're going to try to grasp everything there and it's not going to work like that. Well, for me, it didn't work like that, I had to find myself like bits and pieces, and if I read something, I would be like, okay, so what does nomenclature mean? Okay, I'd have to go on YouTube and look it up and so on and stuff like that. The next thing I would say is get a tutoring. You need to have a tutor. I mean, it's not a must that you have a tutor. Some of my classmates, they didn't go to tutoring, but I personally did, because it helped me. Like, listen guys, I was ready to drop the class in the first week. Let me tell you, I was ready to drop the class, because I'm like, there is no way I can learn so many things in this short amount of time, It's a full semester class, but I'm like, I'm in the class and I'm like, what is going on? Because I'm like, what I was just like mind blown by the amount of things, the amount of material that we had to cover in such a short space of time. So I would say get tutoring. And for me, what really helped for me was using my mirrors. I would say, so this is my formula to remember how to convert from molecules the right chaka sir. Wait, from molecules we go to moles, and then we go to grams. Right, that grams are right there, sir. Alright, when we're talking about molecule, we're talking about Avogadro's number. That's 6.22 times 10 to the 23rd. Remember, this part is always going to be multiply. And if you have the multiply here, you're going to divide here. You're going to multiply there. You're going to divide there. Alright. Also, you're going to have the 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd for that part. And you're also going to have, for here, you're going to divide by the molar mass of the atom and the molar mass as well. So anytime you're dealing with moles and grams, or grams to mole, you have to have the molar mass of a substance. But when you come on to moles to molecules, you have to know Avogadro's number. So bam, bam, bam. Get a dry erase board, or use your mirrors to write. Just use your mirrors to study. So for example, say you're reading about molecular formula or types of compounds, right? And you just read about it, or you just watch a video about it. You take your dry erase board and you write, okay, what is the difference between oxyacid and binary compounds? You can write those little different things so that you're able to, you don't have to go back to the book. You read the book and now you're testing yourself, or you watched a video and now you're testing yourself to see how well you think you understand it. Because when you're studying, sometimes you might feel as if nothing is sticking, you might feel as if, oh my goodness, I studied and I still don't understand anything. But let me tell you, something is sticking. Something is there, but you just don't know it. But when you close the book after reading the book, you close the book and you're like, okay, I'm going to write about nomenclature. I'm going to write about compounds and the type 1 compounds, the covalent compounds, the molecular compounds. You're going to write about what you just watched. So it's like you are summarizing everything that you just did on that whiteboard or even on your mirror. Guys, let me tell you, you should see the mirror at my house, my bathroom mirror, the mirror in my bedroom. I use some markers. They're like the paint markers. They're hard to get off the mirror though. Let me tell you, it's not easy to get off, because you know when you're in the bathroom and it gets steamy sometimes. If you use certain mirrors, if you use certain like markers, they will, you know, when it starts to steam, when the bathroom is getting all steamy and all of that, it will evaporate off the mirror. Oh my goodness, I hope I said that right. Anyway, so yeah guys, so if you're gonna use your mirror, you can use a dry erase marker for your mirrors. But I, like, for example, whenever I had an exam, I would write down all the topics that I did in that. Like, for example, I would write all the topics I did for exam 1, and I would use that marker on my mirror, and those things will stay. I have a dry erase that I'll test myself on it and just keep erasing it. I do it, I erase it, I do it, I erase it. It was very good for me. Like, I'm telling you, that worked for me, and I know it worked for a lot of people too. As a matter of fact, I did that method in anatomy because I was struggling in anatomy, and that is one of the things that my professor then said to me. I said, Professor, I don't know how to study anatomy, it's too much. And she said, get yourself a dry erase board. And from then, I can tell you guys that it works. So yeah, use your dry erase boards, use your mirrors wherever they are. You can use the paint markers. Just know that the paint markers are going to be harder to get off the mirror, but you can use your paint markers or whatever you want, you dry erase, and you just use that as your paper and pen, and you just use it to test yourself. Okay, listen guys, I mean, you might think that your professor is against you, but they are not against you. They actually want you to pass your class. Let me tell you, your professor actually wants you to pass the class. So go ahead, feel free, send an email, let the professor know respectfully, right? Respectfully, that you are not understanding the concepts or you need more help. For me, I had to email my professor saying, Professor, I do not understand this. I need help. Sometimes after I had lab, I would like, Professor, can you please spare 30 minutes to just sit down with me and explain this to me, because I don't understand. Because if I had missed that tutoring session, I would not remember. So I'm like, Professor, I need your help, especially when on days where I wasn't able to go to the tutor. So ask your professor for help. That works. Okay, and guys, when all else fails, just practice, pray, and cry. What can I tell you? Like, it's gonna be frustrating. Like, when you do your first exam, don't give up. Don't use that first exam to say, oh, it's all going downhill from here. You can use that and persevere. You know, you don't have to. You can pass a class. I mean, it is hard, but it is doable. I'm talking about me. Like, for myself personally, I would say that I used to hate math. Like, I would not like math. Just hearing the word math will trigger me. Like, I would not. I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I literally hated math. And for somebody like me, I cannot say I hate math anymore. Because why? Because I'm doing chemistry every single day. I'm practicing math every single day. You know, I don't stop doing chemistry because, oh, today is my day off and I'm at home today. No, I'm at work and I have a little plain paper and I'm practicing. Everywhere I go, I'm writing on something. I'm writing, because that's the thing. If you want to do good, or if you want to do well in anything at all, you must be consistent. If you're not consistent, you cannot expect to do good, because you can't study today and then tomorrow you don't, and then the next day you do, and then no. You have to be consistent with your studying. Be consistent with the routine so your brain is ready to absorb everything. Practice, practice and pray. Guys, I prayed a lot and God helped me. I don't know if you guys are religious. I do. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And all my content here will be faith-based and God-based, because I cannot leave God out of anything, because without him, I am nothing. I am dust. So I'm just letting you guys know right now that chemistry is a hard class. It's a hard subject, but it is doable. You can pass it. And if I can pass it, I hated math. I'm telling you, I did not do chemistry in high school. And if I can pass chemistry right now, then you can too. But guys, you have to be persistent and consistent. And with God, you can do all things. Anyway, guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be talking about some other tests that I've done. So if you guys want to hear more, I'm planning to do like a CNA video where I'm gonna giving you tips and how I pass my CNA exam, and ServSafe. If there's any chef there, I'm gonna give you exam on how to pass your ServSafe, because I did that as well. So I'm gonna be giving you advice based on what I have done so far, living in the state of California, what I've done so far in order to pass my classes. All right, thank you guys. Please remember, like, share, and comment. Not a fancy video, but I just had to do this because I know if this video touches one person and if this video helps one person, then I feel like I did my job. Because when I was doing chemistry, I searched everywhere, high and low, for how to pass chemistry, and it wasn't there. You know, I saw some videos, but what the meat and potatoes that I wanted wasn't there. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay it forward. It wasn't easy, but it was doable. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment in the description. Let me know what you think about the video and what other